So we have a few questions from Cesar about the upcoming events. And I have a curiosity before talking about the event. How is the general situation of the pandemic in Switzerland now? Like very low? How is the country feeling, so to speak, with this situation?
Yeah, yeah. So we saw a little bit in Europe, all over Europe, a little bit coming back of the COVID. This is the reality right now. Of course, many people they feel a little bit too much free. People doesn't know specific how deep and severe is the situation. That's why young people, they go to the club, they stay together, they think there is no risk, and then maybe they are positive COVID. They bring it to home to all people and then start again. We have the same problem in France, in Spain, less in Italy, but in Switzerland it starts a little bit again, and the governments want to really be a little bit very careful on it. That's why we are a little bit small coming back to the in a security, in a safe situation right now. And we saw, for example, they limitate again the big events to 1,000 persons till end of October. That's why, for example, we talked about watches, was organized anyway the EPAG exhibition, the parts producer of the watches. They decide to make anyway the exhibition. Instead 850 exhibitors, they had 450, still a very good number of people, and was from 15 to 18 of September. And then because of the last decision of the Swiss government, they decided to cancel. Was again a little bit trouble on it, but is important also from the side from a PAG and from the organizer. We need to be ready. Also, as a watch producer or entrepreneur, we need to be ready, and we hope that the situation give us the chance to make what we expect. In this case, it was a little bit too early, middle of September, and that's a little bit the situation right now. Next week, I start, maybe I anticipate your question, but the next week I will start with the Swiss Creative Lab special event, a permanent exhibition of watches mixed together with art, modern art, into my art gallery in Geneva. And we had from 24 to 29 this pop-up watch show into the art gallery. We have 5 brands that exhibit with us. There is Thierry, Gerald Charles, and the other brands, Wolf from USA with the big safe and so on. And we expect also to have some people. The gallery is about 100 square meters, and we can reach a total of maximum 30 persons. That's why we will a little bit control that everybody that come inside the gallery, they sign a document, they wrote the name, the telephone number. So we had a little bit the situation under control. But again, we must do something. We need to give a very clear message to the markets that we are still there and we want to do something, and we keep our positivity to continue to build our work and our activities.
Mm-hmm. Okay. For next week, mostly of the audience probably will be from Switzerland and countries in Europe, right?
Yes, we expected to have a lot of visitors from Switzerland, of course, probably many private collectors and private people that love the watch industry, and people that love, of course, the normal art buyers that are interested to see how it how we can mix the watch industry, the watch art with the modern art, and we also expect some journalists from France, from Switzerland, and maybe some store and some distributor agents that are will be also in Geneva, because in the same period there is the Geneva Watch Day organized by Bulgari and so on. They also have a pop-up show into hotels, different store, and this also is right now convenient, but you can limitate. You can close the door and say, okay, we have 30 people inside. Can you wait please 20 minutes? You go downstairs, you drink something, and then you come again in 30 minutes, and then we can handle a little bit the presence of the people into the location.
Mm-hmm. I see.
That's the situation. We try to find a solution. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So Cesar, and you had the other questions?
Yes, at first, thank you very much for attending our invitation, as we are just a few days from the start of the Swiss Creative Lab pop-up show, and you must be really busy. And, I'd like to ask you to tell us something about the history of the Swiss Creative Lab.
Sorry, Cesar, I didn't hear your question. Please repeat that.
Tell us something about the history of the Swiss Creative Lab.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's a good question. Thank you. No, the Swiss Creative. So I created the Swiss Creative Lab in 2009. At the same time that I create my brand Heidelberg, and the Heidelberg brand is very strong connected with the watch industry, because I use the same material and the same concept that we use into the watch production. And for example, I made the world premiere of the use of Super Luminova into a pen. And that's why when I created the brand, I say I need to be in Basel. But of course, I sell pens. Pens is not the same price as watches. It was for me really very complicated and difficult to get a space into Basel World, because the price was for a new startup too expensive. That's why I saw the place and I see this big building. I saw into the building was at this time Ramada Hotel. I contacted the direction, was Mrs. Petra Hemmel, the director of the hotel at this time. And I explained to Miss Hemmel, so I have this new brand, it's a Swiss brand. I have the only luxury pen brand in Switzerland together with Caran d'Ache, but we know also Caran d'Ache do pencil. And I need to have a space to make my exhibition, because my customer target is are watchmakers and watch stores. She say, okay, I can rent you a conference room. And then I rented this room, and during the exhibition that was quite good for me, she approached me and she say, oh, Carlo, why you don't take all the space we have, and you are a Swiss company and you handle the space and you promote the space to other people and you bring the people into the hotel, because the work of the hotel is to rent the space and the conference room. I say, yes, why not? But I don't want to do under Heidelberg, because was not right. Okay, I'm not competitor of a watchmaker, because I produce pens and different other goods than watches. But they say, okay, I will create something, an organization that can handle all your space. And they have about 850 square meters. It's quite big space. And then I say, okay, I will create this structure, and I give the name Swiss Creative Lab. Why Swiss Creative Lab? That's a very important point, because it's still very important today. I don't put into the name watch or watchmaking, because for me, very important, it was not only to show the watches, but was to put in advance everything is creativity in the world of not only watches, but everything is a beautiful lifestyle product. It can be a piece of cheese, it can be a bottle of wine, it can be a carbon fiber bicycle, and of course, for our segment, watches, jewelry, and straps, and many, many other products, and of course, pants. And okay.
It's a very open concept.
I started in 2009. I'm sorry, Cesar, for with that, and I start to collect a little bit the brands. I had behind me a good background because I produce boxes since 25 years for many brands. As I produce for Custos, for Global 4C. I made a project, very important project for Omega. For example, the 50 years of Speedmaster. I do the box. I do the box for the 40 years when Speedmaster was on the moon. And I created absolutely a lot of product, and people know me. I'm not a competitor, but I'm a marketing man and entrepreneur. And many brands during these 11 years make confidence on our family structure. And I had about 250, 300 brands, and important brands as Urwerk stay with me for 6 years. I had David, I had Christophe Claret, I had U-Boat, I have Manufacture Royale, I have Hepos brand, Atlantic brand, many brands that was with me till 2020, the year we love.
An impressive number.
Yeah. Yeah.
And which brands?
I started the Swiss Creative Lab in this way, and then become step by step a very important platform for me, because I give to the brands beautiful space to exhibit the brand, to promote the brand, and at the same time, I create also a new business when they ask me about the microfiber to clean the watches and make the production for them, new boxes, new display, and so on. And we create a beautiful collaboration, and with the time become something really interesting. Till 2020, when it's coming this situation, this year I rent all the space I had on the 30th floor, core room, all the place was booked, about 45 brands. And then in February we had this bad news, and we need to change. We lost, of course, all the business for 2020. We lost many things, but again, we have now the opportunity to build something new and something important for the future. Not only for me. It's not the point what Carlo will do. The question is, we have in our hands a beautiful world. The watchmaking world, the jewelry world is absolutely amazing and unique worldwide. Is the third business in Switzerland, medicaments, machinery, and then watches. We talk about billions, and more than 10,000 persons working in the watch industry, 1,000 families work on it. We have right now a very difficult moment, probably the most difficult moment since the watches exist. And now the question is if we are really entrepreneur and we love what we do, and we also want to give back to this industry something. We need really to create something that help these people to go ahead.
Which brands will be exhibiting next week at the pop-up show?
I'm sorry?
Which brands will be exhibiting?
So I will have Wolf, 1834 is a company from USA that create safe and so on. I will have Gerald Charles. Thierry will be with me. Of course, Edelberg. I will present the pens of Edelberg. Also some special product I create together with Watchanish. And then I have Charles Girardier. It's a new brand created from a company in Zurich. It's a world premiere. they will exhibit with me, and I will get the first watch on 24 of August, something very nice. And then Abraham Favre and Fils was a very old family business, was the first brand that bring watches in India. And Laurent Favre is a friend of mine, and we exhibit also some watches, manufactured watches. This is the 5 brands. I have 5, 6 brands with Wolf. I will have during this first permanent exhibition concept. I have about 100 square meters into the gallery. I cannot put a lot of brands, but there is a lot of interest about the concept, and I have many other brands that are also interested to be with us. But we start now with these 5 brands, 6 brands, and we start the concept, and then we want to see how we can develop. Basically, the project was to do into the Start Gallery in Geneva, but also into La Maison de l'Horlogerie, is a beautiful store next to us, 250 meters from our gallery, belongs to Mr. Alain and Olivier Guttli since 70 years. It's a beautiful store, and we also want to make something into the store. We also had partially people from the Académie Horlogère, as Anderson, for example. And then I also rent in face of the La Maison de l'Horlogerie, another beautiful place is Iceberg, is about 800 square meters, full center, really again, 250 meters next to us. And also we want to bring there some brands, but because the pandemic situation, I need to decline to the other 2 places to do something, not only for me, but also for the brands. I don't want that the brands invest a lot of money to come to Switzerland, to bring the goods with insurance, and everything belongs, and then we don't have customer. That's why I decide at the same time not to do the exhibition during the Geneva Watch Day, but to start the permanent new concept of modern art and watches. And I decide to do during this week when some people is with us. Sorry, another point, very important. I have another partner that is with us, is Valorum, is an action house from Geneva, authorized action house, because you cannot make action in Geneva if you don't have authorization from the government. There is only few of them that are able to do. And on 27 of August, from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., we will do action of vintage watches, about 80 watches. Beautiful watches, different brands, Cartier, Breitling, Tudor, Rolex, and many different watches. And we do this special sales during the pop-up watch show. And is something that I want already, was also already in the program to do in Basel, but in Basel we lost all the opportunity. And we start this year with this novelty, and then probably I will bring also to the next step.
Great. And you said that you'll be permanently showing the Edelberg pens, right? The pen.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
What is the latest pen that you have from your collection? Because I like pens. I have Caran d'Ache here, that you know, my Caran d'Ache. But I don't have Edelberg yet, but you know, hopefully I'll get to that. But what do you have to show on the pens also, which is interesting?
Yeah. So I love Caran d'Ache. I have a boutique with Caran d'Ache, you know, my store in Zug. I have Mont Blanc. So I love the writing instrument. I was also since more than 20 years distributor in Switzerland for many different brands. All the competitors are really my friends, because thanks to the competitor, we can keep the interest of a segment as the writing instrument very high. And I'm very thankful also to my daughter and my son, Samuel, that are very, very active in this work. The last model I have created is a very simple and easy pen. Is the Superhero 2.0. It sounds good, Superhero 2.0. And this is a very designed pen in pure aluminum. I do in different colors. It's the same one. I also create a special line with special colors for Wachanish. You know, the blogger that is especially very famous, a friend of us. And this is the last model I have created. It's something that is very easy to sell because it's not expensive pen. It's about $180 to $200 pen, but everybody love very much because, sorry, I should have something next to me. No, I don't have, yeah. But yes, maybe here. Because it's very easy to use. It's very funny to have in your hand. It's very light. Is matte. It's like a fish touch. It's very funny to have in your hand. And also I made a lot of. This is, for example, a special line I do for a financial company in Zug. Here you see the name. It's Verope, and I created the special logo on the back. This is the logo of the company with the color inside. They asked me to make a special pen. And with this one, I have a lot of opportunity to create a beautiful B2B. And for example, of the same pen, here we have an exclusive blue line. If you see this dark blue, what brand come in mind?
Cesar? Oh, the... Eberhard, yeah.
Yes. This is the Eberhard Hero. So the Barbara decided to introduce the Eberhard 1887, Eberhard & Co. And we create a special pen with Heidelberg, special made for Eberhard.
Beautiful.
The last one I have done, people love very much. And we need to also to say that is very good for the situation of the market right now. We want also to deliver to the people goods that are in a very high quality, but also with the target price that is reasonable today. In this time, we need also to be reasonable. I do also the same with pencil. This is the pencil.
Okay.
But the pencil is only for people that make mistake. Because they can that's why I don't sell. All my customers doesn't make mistake. No, thanks God we do a lot of mistake because we do a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's why we do mistake. As Einstein say,
Yeah. There is some sound in the middle of the interview. Do you hear, Cesar?
Nothing from here.
No, nothing from here too. Some sound.
Carlo,
yep.
How do you describe the current scenario of the Swiss watchmaking exhibitions?
Sorry, can you repeat?
How do you describe the current scenario of the Swiss watchmaking exhibitions? All these changes, Basel, Geneva.
You mean about the situation we live right now in the exhibition situation right now?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what to say? So, firstly, I want to say I do a very nice business with Swiss Creative Lab thanks to Baselworld. If Baselworld doesn't exist, I cannot make my exhibition. But at the same time, I'm not an exhibitor, entrepreneur. I know perfectly the watchmaking industry from inside, and I know how is the reality of watchmaking, not only now, but since 2008. because the crisis in the watchmaking is not something that is connected with Corona, but is something that exists since 2008. This is the reality. Now, of course, we are very, not sad, but surprised that Baselworld lost all the opportunity to continue to do and to renew, and to lost a little bit the arrogance that was so the point of discussion of many people. And I think the attitude of Baselworld in general was no more updated. This is the reality about Baselworld. About Geneva and the SCHH, Watch and Wonders, Fondation de la Haute Horlogerie, this is something completely different, because Fédération de la Haute Horlogerie belongs to Richemont Group, and Richemont Group is a financial company that belongs, are owner of 18 brands. That's why the exhibition in Geneva was something completely different than Baselworld and MCH company that is a square meters renting company. It's two different things. And there is a big problem because everybody mixes everything. There is an exhibition in Geneva and an exhibition in Basel. No, the exhibition in Geneva was a private exhibition and was not an exhibition, was a show organized by a financial company that belonged the brands. That's why this company, since 2 years, introduced other brands. They involve other brands in the Carré des Horlogers. But okay, is a competitor that organized for other brands an exhibition. And this is, there is a conflict of interest. That's why with the closing and the bankrupt of Baselworld, because they close, now they can say that restart something, but of course the confidence, I think, is lost. We have now a situation that everything from Basel is coming to Geneva. We know that the some brands, but because between Rolex, Patek, Chopard, and the Richemont Group company, all together, we talk about maximum 40 brands. 40, 45 brands. We don't talk about the 600, 700, 800 brands that we can have in Basel, or that we have in reality in Switzerland, because there is 800 brands in Switzerland. Plus all the French brands, Italian brands, UK brands, Japanese brands, and so on. So in Geneva, we had the problem right now that this big group want to make his own exhibition in April. They say, we want to make this exhibition in April. Till today, they didn't say the date. We don't have any date. We know that they will do probably in April. MCH start with our universe, and they also say we didn't understand what they want to do, and they also say we do probably in April during the exhibition that they do in Geneva. But April is not a date for the watch industry, because April is absolutely too late. The watch industry needs to have an exhibition at the beginning of the year, before the third month, so January, February, or March, because all the brands and the industry need to make the investment and need to be ready in September to make the deliveries. That's why April, for me, is not a date. That's why, and I probably is your next question, what I decide to do, I decide to create my big exhibition that will not replace it, because my exhibition is completely new. It's a completely another format, a completely another concept, and I will not be in April, because firstly, in April there is no space in the hotels in Geneva, because Richemont, Rolex, Patek, and so on, they will cover all the hotels. Secondary, all the price will be very nice, and I don't want that my small companies pay a lot of money only because they produce watches, because the reality today is completely different. Now we talk about to let survive the watch industry, because we calculate between 30 and 50% of the brands can close definitively. This is a very big problem. It's not a big problem only for us that we work in connected with the watch industry, but it's a social problem. I repeat, it's the third income in Switzerland, the watch industry. It's impossible to let close these companies and don't give to these people a chance. That's why I decided with my partner to create a new structure. The name of this structure is, I tell you later. The date, I want to tell you firstly the date. The date will be from 1st to 7th of February. Okay. 1 week later, Vicenza Oro, that is in, I think, about 27, 23, 24, 25, 27, and before in Orgenta, in München. And from 1st to 7th of February, we will have the chance to connect and associate all the watch industry into this new concept, a new model of exhibition that is, of course, we concentrate ourselves on the watch industry, of course, but we open the concept not only to the watch, but to the emotion, to the lifestyle, because the watches are not only connected with the technology of watches. There is a lot of beautiful watches, but we need to leave the watches connected with the emotion. And the emotion is the lifestyle, everything that turn around the toys for lady and toys for boy that we go buy for our small satisfaction. The name of the exhibition is Imagination. Imagination, because we talk about a nation. Okay, the company can come from Japan, from UK, from Germany, from France, wherever they come, but it's one nation. All the watchmaking people, all the aficionado of watches, we make a nation. We are all together. We are there all with the same goal. And then everybody do the watch they want or they are able to do. But we are one nation. And that's why the second word under imagination is one word, one vision, because we have all together one only vision. And then who decide if your watch is something that can be sold in one and the other market? It's not me, it's not the journalist, it's not the salesman, it's not the owner or the producer of the watch, but it's the market. There is maybe some watches that we don't know at all in Switzerland. Sometimes I told the name of watches that make more 100 millions turnover, and I say to the people, I don't know this name. Because why? Because they're very strong in certain market that we didn't know. Because it's the market that decide if a certain brand can work very well in a certain market or not. It's not me. That's with everything. That's why we are one word, we are one vision. We need to bring this word all together, and then everybody needs to show his own personality to the market and go to the market in a right way. We are all competitors, all the brands are competitors, but we have one unique vision, we have one unique goal, and this goal we need to reach together. That's why with my partner, we also contact, we had beautiful meetings with Fédération Horlogère Suisse. Fédération Horlogère, they give us the support. They say that they appreciate very much what we do. And actually, it's very, very it's a very problematic situation. They give the support. I'm in contact with the two other Fédération Horlogère in France. There is one official big with all the brands in the board of directors as Richemont, Rolex, Patek, also Fédération Horlogère Suisse as in the board of directors, these big brands. That's very good. I appreciate very much this. Plus the other federation that involve all the French watch producer that are a lot and very good sometimes. And many of them already exhibit with me with the Swiss Creative Lab because I appreciate very much the French watchmaking. And all these people together all these people together can really bring a very important atmosphere. And for us is absolutely very important. The atmosphere is a convivial atmosphere, a friendly atmosphere. We don't want to create, we want to create something elegant, high level, but simple with right price. We want that the price are able, everybody need to pay it, need to be able to pay it without problem, without any, I'm sorry, stupid speculation that bring nowhere. We saw the results. We saw the results of to be arrogant. How much it costs? I'm sorry, it's not what we want. And we already have a lot of requests from many brands, and now we are only waiting. I work on it since February. We are in contact with Mr. Pierre Maudet, is the minister, financial economic minister of Geneva. Mr. Maudet give us also the support. He's going to Rolex and Patek, and they say both Rolex and Patek, they give us the okay to do the exhibition in Geneva. We don't need to have the authorization, but we want to keep a beautiful atmosphere. I don't want to make any conflict with nobody. We are there. We are all business people. So I'm independent businessman. I'm not employee for some company, but I want really to reach this goal, not only for imagination, for the Swiss Creative Lab, for our vision, but for all the watch industry. And then we had also the okay from oral, so by words from Richemont, from Mr. Perrin. He also said to Palexpo president, the new president of Palexpo, and the general director of Palexpo, Mr. Claude Mambret. They say, yes, for me, it's no problem. They can do it, but wait end of August with the next board of director, and then we give you the final answer. We are waiting now. We are ready with everything. We proceed every day. We also have now a new exhibition director with a big experience to organize all the administration and everything that turn around. I will be always behind with my partner to organize, to give new idea, to create a new relationship, and to create something that we hope it's really amazing, and then we can do always better and better, but we really have a vision that will be very exciting. And then as soon we have the final okay from Palexpo and we sign the contract, we start immediately. But as you already saw, we already give the information. We are the first and unique that give the date. So there is only one organization, I'm sorry, but there is only one organization, is Imagination, that give the date from 1st to 7th of February. And we have, I rented the space in Lausanne, Palais de Beaulieu, 11,000 square meters, and I rented the space in Palexpo, 16,000 square meters. And now I'm only here. I'm sorry. I want to make, it's not easy situation right now with the exhibition. I give the possibility to make the exhibition. They stop me because there is more financial interest behind this situation. It's not very nice, but you know, that's life. And I'm sure that these people will be reasonable. I'm an entrepreneur. I don't ask money to nobody. I want to make something for all the watch industry family, and I'm sure, more than sure, that will be okay. And I hope not to go to the Swiss government to say that there is something wrong in Geneva or in Lausanne. But I'm also ready to do, because it's a principle, as they wrote into the magazine, in Le Temps, in Le Matin of Lausanne, in the different magazine in Geneva. Tomorrow come out another article into the Bilan, and end of this week come out also an article about the imagination on the Fédération Relógios magazine. And they also say this now is a question of principle. It's not only a question of who make the exhibition. Is how we can help the watch industry to survive, because 2021 will be a dramatic year, because we will have the feedback, a very strong bad feedback for everyone, and we need to be ready now. We need to work now to be ready in 2021 and face the situation in 2021. 2021 will be absolutely too late. Yeah. And I appreciate very much all the support I get till now as people, as you, the media are very important, but I also appreciate very much the support we get from the administration of Geneva, administration of Lausanne, politician people, and all the journalists and the magazine that talk about our small war. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a question. So Lausanne will be like a plan B, because the idea is to do it in Geneva. For some reason, if you cannot do it in Geneva, you go to Lausanne, right? You're not doing it at the same time in two locations.
So it's a very sensible point, this. I have a beautiful relationship with the friends in Lausanne. Lausanne, I love this city. My two childs grow up in Lausanne, the birdhouse in Lausanne. I have really Lausanne in my heart. Plus, Lausanne is for the watch industry a neutral platform, because it's really in the middle of the Arc Jurassien. So Lausanne, it's really very nice place. Mm-hmm. But we have also a problem in Lausanne, that there is less possibility for connections. We don't do a local exhibition, as for example APAG. It's very important, but it's very local for the Swiss industry. So Imagination will be an international exhibition, and we will invite people from all over the world. And the Palexpo, it's absolutely amazing. We have 160,000 square meters. We are 3 minutes walk from the airport, very easy to reach. There is a lot of hotels in Switzerland, but there is also a lot of beautiful hotels with a little bit cheaper price in France. Logistically, Palexpo is honestly more convenient. Mm-hmm. That's why we are waiting now the answer from Palexpo to finalize our decision. But the welcome we get from Beaulieu, Palais de Beaulieu in Lausanne, Monsieur Gigandet, the general director, is absolutely beautiful, and now we need to decide the strategy. That's only a point of strategy. It's only a point not of decision to be in Geneva or Lausanne. What is better for the exhibitor, and what is better for the media, for the distributor, the agent, the dealers, but also for the school, for everybody. We wanted to invite and to see in Imagination exhibition. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
That's honestly what you can say. Yeah, that's the reality. Yeah.
Okay. Cesar, do you have any other questions?
Just changing a little bit the subject. Tell us something about your plans to Brazil. Your plans to Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil and Latin America. Yeah.
There is so many Italians in Brazil that don't need me. No, South America is, and Brazil also is how many? Is maybe 5 different nations all together. Brazil is absolutely very big. We love this Latin atmosphere from Brazil. We think that is a very important market, not only for our customer, with the marketing structure we can do for all South America. And we think that also Brazil is far away. There is also a possibility to create something local in Brazil, together with partners, and maybe to bring a certain quantity of not already existing brands are in Brazil, but we can also organize something in Brazil with some new brands or some new startup or new watches, new brands that want to be know well in a new country. And maybe we can organize a Swiss creative lab in São Paulo or in Brasilia or in Rio de Janeiro or
Well, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yes.
I think we need to move. I already do the Swiss Creative Lab in China, in Tianjin. I was invited by Family Jean, our partner there. I was together there with Mr. Koenig from embassy in Lucerne, very important person in the watch industry. There's a very nice and beautiful store in Lucerne. And I bring there 10 brands. We had a beautiful space, 450 square meters, Swiss Creative Lab. I bring brands as Baluard, Watchy, Tire, James Peloton, 450,000 francs watch. I bring Edelberg, of course, and so on. We had a very interesting exhibition there. We sell also very well, and the people agreed very well that was a very good way to introduce a new brand into a new, very large market. And I was only in Tianjin at this time. That is about 30 minutes, one hour from Beijing. And we had a beautiful exhibition. The same I do with my partner in Boston, in GCK in Las Vegas. I bring also there about 5-6 brands. We had also a very nice experience, and was also opportunity for some local distributor to know this brand, maybe to start a new business with them. We don't want necessarily to have the control on everything, but our goal is to help these brands to reach new goal, a new market, new people. And then I think the goal is reached.
Cesar and myself, for many years, we've been thinking about doing some type of exhibition or meeting between, the Swiss industry, some of the manufacturers, and the Brazilian collectors. That's why he asked plans for Brazil. We especially now that even with the people, even when the pandemic is over, we'll probably have less people traveling. So it'll be interesting to bring some brands for Brazilian collectors, and get them together. So it's a very good idea if we, as soon as it's possible and feasible to organize something in Brazil, because many collectors will like to, see some of the brands, see some of the minds, because in Brazil, we think about bringing the minds also, not only the watches, but, many people, they want to get to know some designers, some founders of the company, the ideas that they have, and not just the merchandise by itself, but also the ideas. So it's a very a project that we've been working for a very long time, and hopefully when this pandemic is over and everything is easy, a little bit easier to travel, be very interesting, and I'm sure people like very much to have some type of exhibition or conference in Brazil.
Absolutely.
And I will be like, yes.
Relógios and Relógios is the best partner for it. The platform for communicate, for marketing is totally amazing. I appreciate very much the work you do. You know that. I don't need to repeat this point. And then you, Carlos, you have a lot of experience with customer, with the people, and then you speak Brazilian. That's important.
Yes, we speak Brazilian. We speak watches. We speak Brazilian. We speak pens.
I think we already are a good team, but we can increase after this situation much more.
I speak a lot watch winders.
I know. I saw your creation.
Yes,
beautiful, amazing.
Yeah.
Very nice
So,
job.
Carlo, I really, appreciate your time, to being with us today. You can count on us as good partners for all your initiatives and projects.
Thank you
Obviously,
so much.
we wish you very good luck, and we are looking forward when the travel bans are lifted and we can go see you and the exhibitions and everything in Switzerland. Yeah. And Cesar, also, if you want to say some few words before we conclude.
Thank you very much for your time, Carlo. Congratulations for your initiatives this year in 2021. Wish you all success and hope you can partner in the near future.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate very much. Thank you for your work, for your also for your initiative to understand and to want to see you. You are not waiting what's happened, and then when it happened, you go and you see, but you want to know in front. And this is very important. I think you give a very nice, important service to all your market. And I'm very, very proud and happy to be with you and to continue to work together with you on different arguments. And thank you for the support for imagination, because everyone needs imagination, not only me, everyone.
Yes, everyone needs, Well, so thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Cesar. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Carlos.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.